Because it's so cool to be watching his videos because he's really smart and has some really cool ideas and is so brave to share some of his thoughts publicly with everyone. Some of us are so shy, like me, whether it seems so or not, but just in giving my thoughts on camera. So, and that's to BillyCTV, Billy from BillyCTV and Billy's iPhone. I really enjoy your channel, and you've been raising some topics lately that are close to my heart, and so I wanted to make this video quickly for you as well, because I think you're great, and I think that what you're going through now is something that I have gone through my own way in the last year, and so I can sort of relate to maybe a little bit of what's going on in your head, and I hope you don't mind that I will make this video and give you my thoughts. For anyone who doesn't know, Billy has is making some decisions now about whether or not he wants to maybe make some changes in his life so that his health will improve. And that's exactly the situation that I was in when I decided to make some changes, because I felt as though my health was really starting to fail me, and that if I didn't make some changes that I was going to have some really bad health consequences. And so, Billy, I just want you to know that you too have my total support, because it feels good to feel good, and so whatever changes you put in place to start feeling better, then I totally support you in making those changes. It's a hard thing when we're fat, because there are all these, we're not alone, and yet many of us and most of us have no idea what to do about it, and I certainly felt that way for so long. I'm 44 years old, going on 45, and I've been fat most of my life, or all of my life. I still have a lot of weight to lose, and so I just found I got to a point where I got scared. Like, I was scared that if I didn't do something, that something really bad was going to happen. And so I realized the only thing I could do was start making some changes in my own life. And so that's what I chose to do. And I chose to take a raw path. And I can talk a lot about being raw and being a raw foodist and all that kind of stuff, but making the decision about how you want to approach your health is totally personal. So, if you want me to talk more about being a raw foodist, well, that's where my channel comes in, but also, I'm happy to do it. I just am not sure where to start. So what I thought I would do in talking to you was just kind of say, okay, why do you think you're fat? That was, for me, a big question I've been asking myself still, and that I had to ask myself in the beginning was, why was I fat? Why am I fat? And for me, the answer was because of the food that I was eating. And it was the food that I was eating that was making me really sick. And so there was this huge light bulb that went off in my head that said, you've got to change the way that you eat. And I didn't know how I was going to change it, because I knew for sure diets were not going to work. I have dieted before all the time, and I've lost weight before, but it just hasn't stayed off with me because I love to eat. I love to eat. And so there's no point in me going on a diet, because as soon as I stop counting calories or portion controlling or all of that nonsense, the way that I think of it, to be honest with you, excuse me, as soon as I stop doing that and start eating sort of regular food again, the weight just comes right back on. And I've done that a couple of times in my life, and it's very demoralizing and very depressing, and more weight comes back on that then went off, and it's like, shoot, I got to start all over again. And so I had to find a way of eating so that I could eat. That was a big thing for me. And choosing a raw food path for me has just been an awesome, awesome thing, because I love food and I love to eat. And as a raw foodist, I can eat as much as I want of anything that I want if it's a plant. And that's the easiest way to say it. The other way that people think of it is, you'll hear people say a lot of times, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, spreaded grains, and sea vegetables or seaweeds. Well, let's just be honest with each other. Those are all plants, right? So I eat as many and as much of those things as I want in all different combinations, and sometimes they go well together and sometimes they don't. And it's all a learning curve, and I just take everything one day at a time. It's not a race. It took a long time to get to the point where I'm at, and it's going to take me a while to get healthy again. And there's no race with anyone. I don't have to have it all done by tomorrow or next week. It's a rest of my life kind of situation. So, I just keep plugging away at it day after day after day. And in fact, I'll give you an idea. Here, when I say I love to eat, this is part of my smoothie. I have already drunk about a half of one of these jars already of smoothie this morning. And, this is how I start my day every day. I need at least this much to get started. Sorry, I'm hungry and I just can't resist it. Because I need to feel like I've had, that I'm full. That, I guess that's another big part of it, too, is I just don't like the feeling of being hungry, and I don't like the feeling of, eating like a bird or pecking away at a little celery stick or something like that. That does not work for me. If I want to eat a bag of apples, then I'm going to eat a bag of apples, and that's all there is to it. So I don't mind having sort of guidelines to work within. Again, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, those are my good guidelines. But I don't like the idea of having to control my portions, and so becoming a raw foodist for me has been amazing in that sense, because I can eat as much as I want of all of those things, and it's just awesome. It really, you get to a point your body adapts and changes, and you get to a point where you can sit down and have a whole watermelon for dinner, and you're like, oh my God, I can't get another bite of watermelon in me. And that's a good thing, and it's so much better to feel full that way than, because, you're still alive and feel good afterwards, instead of having those, cheeseburgers or whatever, and you're like, I haven't felt that way in months. And, that is a big part of feeling better, isn't it? Is not feeling sick. So, Billy, whatever choice you make, just see if you can find a way, if you can relate to anything I'm saying, or any of us out there, some amazing people out there. Cross Pecans, I have to mention her. She is just such an inspiration for me. Ishkaya has done an amazing job with her juicing, and you'll see some results from her. There's a guy called Quentin from 30 Rock who just has done amazing things too, who made a decision at the beginning of the year to go raw and see how his health improved from being raw. And if you view his channel, he's had amazing results. There's the Life Regenerator, there's Sarah and Julie at the Raw Healing Patch. There's so many people out there, and that's only one way of looking at your health and deciding whether or not you want to make some changes. So, I can't even say there might be 10 or 15, 20,000 other ways of managing your health. So we're all here for you, Billy, whatever choices you choose. We're here because we all, I think, just want you to be well and be healthy and be with us as long as you can be, because you're great. So I'm not sure what my time is here. Let me quickly do a little pan around so I can check my time and see if I have any time left. Okay, I don't have any time left, so I'm going to cut it off here. I hope everyone has a great day. I'm thinking of you all. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Love to you all. I care about you all very, very much, and hope that you have a fantastic weekend. Bye.